What's up, YouTube? DJ Kryptonite here, talking boxing, combat sports. I just want to get right into it with the Rollie Romero, Tank Davis press conference. And after the press conference, when they had to face off, a lot of new media and all these folks are saying Rollie looked a little intimidated by Tank's overly aggressive demeanor towards Rollie. Out of frustration, it appeared, because of the back and forth. Tank was a little bit heated by it. I guess at the end of the exchange, Tank said he wasn't angry. He said if he was angry, it would have went a different way, that sort of thing. But I think he lost his cool a little bit during the face-off. Of course, you know, boxing is an emotional sport anyway. It's a physical sport, so there is a lot of emotion involved in it. So I would expect Tank to be a little emotional, but he was a bit aggressive going to Rollie. And they're saying Rollie got a little yellow in the face, a little intimidated. But I just don't agree with that take. My take is, this is Rollie's big, first time on the big stage, for one. And I don't know if he wants to mess up this deal, this money, because this is probably going to be his biggest payday. And for him to get in some sort of physical exchange with Tank during the presser would kind of, it would just impact the overall monetary gains out of this. So I think he did the right thing by backing up, because essentially if he would have stepped to Tank as Tank was stepping to him and pointing in his face, and if Rollie would have took a step forward, that would have been some sort of contact. And at that point, I don't know if Tank is a predictable, Tank is a bit unpredictable. He has a history of being physical, with women and that sort of thing. And I don't want to bring that up, but he has shown some signs of being a bit unpredictable at times. He had the incident with the guy from Philly in the mall in Baltimore. I think they were in Baltimore, where they almost got into an exchange. And I forgot the guy's name, but he was another fighter that was challenging Tank to a fight. That fight never happened because I think the guys eventually lost. But he was actually trying to get a fight with Tank, and that sort of thing. But they almost got into a physical altercation then, and I think LRB and I think another gentleman tried to pull Tank back in that video because Tank, sometimes he gets a bit excited. And I'm not saying that any kind of way, as a boxer, a lot of boxers are volatile, and that happens. But anyway, back to the Rollie situation. I think Rollie tried to keep his cool, and like I said, if he got even a slight bit aggressive with Tank by stepping forward, putting his hands up, or any of that sort of behavior, he would have ended up touching Tank, or Tank would have ended up touching him. That could have went a different direction, because I think it's genuine dislike and hatred between the two of these guys. So it doesn't take much to have an all-out physical altercation. And everybody says they're going to remain professional and they don't want to impact the money, but the first time somebody hits somebody or touches somebody inappropriately, either pushing will incur or whatever. Even if it's pushing, it's still unnecessary because it could impact the money. But typically, as long as punches are thrown, the money is not impacted. But you just don't even want to get into those type altercations. So I respect Rollie for doing that, and I respect Tank for bringing the emotion and the aggression. He's ready. It looks like he's ready. He has something to prove, which is entertaining. But don't take Rollie's behavior for not really going right back at Tank with the same sort of energy as being afraid or not ready. I don't think that's the case. I think he was trying to protect his money. He was trying to protect the bottom line, and if it takes stepping back while Tank lets off some steam, fine. I think that was the right thing to do at the time. So all that talk about Rollie isn't ready, I don't know. I don't know if he's ready or not, honestly, because this is a big fight. Tank has better skills. Rollie Romero is, and I'll say this. I don't know if anybody agrees, but if you do, I think if anybody knows anything about boxing, Rollie Romero is essentially Prince Nassim Hamed. That's exactly who Rollie Romero is. He's an unskilled boxer with an unorthodox style that happens to have knockout power in either hand. And that's exactly what Prince Naseem Hamed, and Prince actually started to what happened was he started fighting more skilled fighters or boxers or boxer punchers, and he was exposed. You know, his defense was exposed, and his wide punches were exposed, and people with tight skill and very exceptional skill in boxing just exposed him. It was a very exciting fighter to watch. You know, at that time, I think he was a lightweight. I think he was a lightweight at the time, but very exciting. Problem was, he wasn't very skilled. He just happened to have a lot of damn power in that small size. Much like he was built much like Pacquiao, because he was very he had big legs, big calves, big thighs, and he had a very wide stance, and he put everything behind his punches, wide punches. So my thing is, Rollie Romero is much like Prince Naseem Hamed, but if Tank stays disciplined, stays tight, he should probably knock out Rollie, unless Rollie gets lucky and lands one of those big wide shots. But that's kind of where I think the fight is going to go. You know, the real money is on Tank. If I was a betting guy, I would probably put the money on Tank. But if you think Rollie has that puncher's shot, which he does, and he gets lucky, but well, not lucky, but if he actually times those big bombs and catches Tank, at a point of coming in or sleeping or getting lax, this can go a whole different way. But anyway, my thoughts on it. Again, like, subscribe, comment, and DJ Kryptonite out. Enjoy your weekend.